Yo, what's good? Welcome to the Broken Clock Podcast. I am Jabari. I'm back, okay? I've been gone about a month. My last video was the J. Cole, the Fall Off Primer with Darby. I haven't forgot about the album. I'm still listening to it. I can still review it whenever. Me and Darby are definitely gonna do that. But I'm back. Real quick, thumbs up, comment, like, please subscribe. I don't want to keep saying I'm gonna get more consistent. I just gotta do it. But I'm good, man. I got a lot to talk about. Not really a lot, but just things that's been on my mind, things that's been it's kind of like I gotta get inspired sometime, and I gotta just get like fired up because it was a crazy week in the NBA, crazy week of sports. Tuesday night was like just so much going on. You had NFL free agency, you got the World Baseball Classic, and then obviously the NBA's heating up, and there's just a lot going on. Um, Today I'm gonna do an NBA ramble real quick. I want to do this about 20 minutes. Definitely under 30. I'm gonna talk about Bam's 83, obviously the crazy talk around that. I want to talk about Tatum coming back. Okay, I want to talk about the Celtics as a whole, JB's MVP chances, and state of the Eastern Conference, a little bit of Western Conference talk. And then I'm gonna talk about the crazy failure of the Magic City Hawks collab night on this following Monday that I was supposed to come. This is Saturday, March 14th, Saturday morning. I'm gonna do this real quick. So Bam's 83, right? Bam's 83 points. So I'm sitting in the crib. I'm on the phone with my homie Ton, and we talking about whatever we talking about. And I'm scrolling and I'm looking. I'm like, yo, Bam has 31 points at the end of the first quarter. So both of us is like, what? We immediately turn to the game. We watching it. And as Bam is going up in points, I'm just like, yo, this is crazy. My gut reaction was like, wow, this is how bad the Wizards are tanking. This is how bad they're tanking that Bam had 31 points in the first quarter. No disrespect to Bam, but Bam is not a scorer. Bam doesn't take a lot of shots. You know what I mean? His career high before this was 41 points. He had 83. You know what I mean? His career high was 41. He's not a scorer. As soon as I saw he had 31 in the first quarter, I said, this is how bad tanking is. They weren't even guarding him. They were leaving him wide open in the first quarter. So as I'm seeing him go up in points, I'm just like, oh my God, I could just see it coming. I'm like, if he get, oh man, he's at 70, close to 70, he's getting 70, 74, 75. I'm like, oh man, he's getting the 80. And immediately I'm just like, oh, they're going to kill him. They're going to kill him. And then the last 2 minutes of the game, 2.5 minutes of the game, when he was 70 plus, it was bad basketball. It was terrible to watch. It was a clown show. It was entertaining to watch, but it was like, wow, I've never really seen this in the NBA game before. I've never seen this before. I've never seen a dude get triple teamed on the other side of the court when he's bringing the ball up. That was just weird and crazy, but that's how bad the Wizards were tanking. You know what I'm saying? And I'm immediately just like, wow, this is about to turn into a crazy discourse. I knew the Kobe fans were going to come. I knew the Laker fans were coming. And I knew these anti-stat people, anti-nerds, and, these people who think that everything that bad that happens in the NBA now is because of the nerds and because of the analytical stat people. Here's what I think. The worst part of that, if you're going to complain about Bam's 83, the worst part of that is that the Wizards were tanking that bad. That's the problem. He went into that game, no Tyler Hero, no Norm Powell. Bam himself is probably like, oh, I'm going for 40 tonight. If the Wizards going to tank, I'm going for 40. He had 31 in the first quarter. That's the problem. That's the problem. What do you want him to do? Not take advantage of it? You want him to be wide open for a three and pass it? He took 11 threes in the first quarter. He was wide open for 9 of them. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know what people wanted Bam to do, but for anybody to see Bam get 83 points, and like I said, the last 2 minutes of the game was bad. It was terrible to watch. So when people keep saying that, I'm like, who's arguing with y'all? Who's saying that wasn't bad basketball? Who's saying that was good basketball? And who's saying that Bam's 83 is better than Kobe's 81? I don't see anybody saying that. You know what I mean? But people are talking as if people are disregarding Kobe and his 81 or disregarding Kobe at all. Nobody's saying that. It's dope that Bam got 83 points. I don't understand how it's anything but dope. He took advantage of an opportunity. They were tanking that bad. And honestly, this is why tanking is, I mean, the tanking is It's 6 to 8 teams tanking every night now. It's crazy. It's unwatchable. I don't watch any of those games. I was not about to watch the Miami and the Wizards game. Like I said, no Tyler Hero, no Norm. I just don't like watching the game because I know what's about to happen. I'm gonna talk about it in the next topic, but in Tatum's game, you could tell a team is tanking when Tatum is coming back from a ruptured Achilles and the other team's not even trying to attack him. They're tanking. They're not even trying to win. They're just trying to get a sweat. They're just out there putting players out because you have to play the game. They're not even trying. They don't want to do anything to even get close to winning this game. You know what I mean? And that's what was happening in the Wizards game. And people are only paying attention to the last 2 minutes of that game. Yes, that was crazy. That was bad. You'll probably never see that again. You'll probably never see that again. That's never really happened before. And for people to act like this is like so evil and so bad, and they're blaming Spoelstra, they blaming Bam, and it's like, blame the Wizards. They're tanking. They should get like that's their punishment. If the league can't punish them this year, they're gonna figure out a way to fix the tanking for next year. Have people break records on y'all every night. Then if y'all gonna tank, Wizards, the Nets, the Jazz, you know what I'm saying. The Grizzlies are super. The Grizzlies are doing the sneakiest tanking I've ever seen. They're like being up at halftime and doing everything to lose. They're like they're not guarding people, taking the work. Like the Grizzlies are doing, and nobody's talking about the Grizzlies. They're not playing Ja. Okay, the Warriors are shadow tanking. They're sitting out Steph another 2 weeks. Like, it's crazy what's going on, man. But that's the problem is the tanking. It's not Bam getting to 83. You know what I'm saying? And then it gets this conversation. The word of the year for the NBA this year is ethical. Ethical. These ethical hoops. Is he an ethical scorer? Like, stop. And I'm gonna talk about what Jaylen Brown said about SGA in a minute, but I hate that word. Stop talking about ethical basketball when we talk about the NBA. It's all exploitation. It's a business. It's nothing ethical about it. Stop it. Just as of last season, we know for a fact that games were being fixed by the Gambino crime family. It's nothing ethical about it. Stop with I hate that word. It's stupid. There was nothing unethical about what Bam was doing. And Bam's not even that type of player. Bam don't foul bait. Bam's not even that type of dude. So to get that upset about it is crazy. Nobody diminishing Kobe. No, there's literally nobody that said Bam's 83 is better than Kobe's 81. Nobody has said that. And Kobe's 81 ain't even a top 20 Kobe game. It's a regular season game against the Raptors, another team that wasn't really trying to win. Okay? They weren't double teaming Kobe really in that game until it got crazy. And Kobe was in the game at the end. They was up 20. He's taking free throws. Why? Because he's padding his stats because he's trying to break a record. This is a moment. This is what he was doing. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, Bam is not a stat padding dude. He did it for a game, in a game where he took advantage of a tanking team. That's the problem, is the tanking, man. And I'm sick of the word ethical. I hate it's a joke to me at this point, but that's definitely the word of the season. Ethical. Is he like SGA isn't an ethical basketball player. Jalen Brunson isn't ethical. It's so ridiculous. But that's all I got. I will if you disagree with me, please tell me. Tatum's back. Tatum's return. Tatum came back last Friday night against the Mavericks in Boston. From everybody that I listened to that was there, I was obviously watching the game. It was a little bit emotional for me. Seeing him get hurt last year was a lot, you know what I mean? Especially to see him playing like he was playing. And, you rupture your Achilles, you don't know what's going to happen. I didn't know if that, I figured he would be good, but you just never know. And you see him crying and, it's just, so to watch that game last Friday was a lot for a Celtics fan. You know what I mean? And I'm watching the game, and he starts off real shaky. You could tell he's a little nervous. That's the thing I think I saw more than anything. He was obviously moving a little stiff, but he looked nervous. He looked like he's not nervous like in a bad way, but he was really anxious. And he was bricking shots. I think he airballed his first shot. He got hung on the rim on a dunk, and then he got a putback dunk. And then he hit his little side step back three. The crowd's going. I mean, the crowd was so loud, and like I said, everybody was there said that felt like at least a conference finals game or a finals game. It was that loud. That was a lot, man. That's our guy. You know what I mean? He's been there for a long time, playing, winning. The crowd was really into it, man. And like I said, emotions were really high. And then less than 48 hours later, he plays against Cleveland. It looks a little better, moving a little better, taking That game was when he was taking bad shots and he was missing bad, like hitting side of the backboard, bricking, but he's moving better. He's like, you could tell he's warming himself up to the NBA. And think about it, he's coming back to the NBA in March, where it's like high competitive basketball, it's really physical. You know what I mean? He's coming back, and that game was the first game he came back was Friday night. He's playing less than 48 hours later, early Sunday afternoon in Cleveland on the road. You know what I mean? So, I kind of thought they would sit him out that game. But he played, like I said, he looked a little better. He played 27 minutes in both games, which was I thought that was a lot. You know what I mean? To hear Joe Mazzulla say no minutes restriction, I thought was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Just to say that, don't even say that. I don't want to hear that. That's scary. You know what I mean? But I thought he would play 18 to 22 minutes, and I thought he would come off the bench. But then I thought it's better for him to start. When you come off the bench, you're coming into a game that's already flowing. You got to kind of go full speed right away. The start of a game is kind of slow. You know what I mean? And there was obviously they gave him the ball right away. They was trying to get him to run the pick and roll, and you know, Tuesday night against the Spurs. That was the game where I'm watching it and I thought he was moving. I mean, if you just showed me the first 2-3 minutes of that game and didn't tell me nothing, I would think that was regular Tatum. He was moving. If you didn't tell me anything that happened to him the year before, he was moving regularly. He was bouncing on his toes. He was going up for rebounds, pushing the ball. He was moving really good on both ends of the court. Jump shot is still hit or miss. It looks good sometimes. Sometimes it looks bad. I'm not worried about that. If I had to predict, I think Tatum's going to have a 40-point game in March. I just think it's bound to happen. He looks really good. And another thing you could see in all his first 3 games was how tired he was looking. Like he's doing the like he's breathing like that in the first quarter. He's tired. He's exhausted. That's gonna come. I'm not worried about that either. But I thought he just looked really good. And I was really hyped for that game. You know what I mean? The Spurs and the Celtics been two of the best teams. Been you could argue the two best teams since the start of the calendar year, since 2026. They on both ends of the court. You know what I mean? And I was really hyped for the game. JB was cooking. Let me see what he had, how many turnovers he had. He was cooking in that first half. Before he got ejected, he had got ejected. It was at the end of the second quarter. That game was physical. The last time the Celtics had played the Spurs, we ended up losing at home. Jaylen Brown, who drives to the basket, who plays physical but doesn't foul bait. He doesn't flop. He doesn't flail his arm. He doesn't throw his neck back. Has 0 free throw attempts in that game. He complained about it. He got fined for it. Joe Mazzulla complained about it. He got fined for it. So this game was kind of anticipated for, especially for Celtic fans, and just how these two teams have been playing. And it was a really good game. I thought they were going to kill us at first. You know what I mean? They came back. They were making their shots. But this Celtic team on defense, man, they got a lot of good, long, scrappy dudes that are smart. Our help defense is really good. We came back. We weren't getting blown out, but we started really competing with them. And I thought we were outplaying them. I thought we were outplaying them in that first half. And Jaylen, like I said, was just looking really good. He had 8.7 assists. 7 assists. He was cooking them. He was in. His jump shot was looking good. And then there's a play where he's driving towards the wing, and he gets kind of pushed in the back, and he kind of flops too to try to sell the call, because Stephen Castle kind of does and I think Vassell is like this too, and D Fox, they kind of do the OKC thing where they get really physical on the perimeter and kind of makes the ref make a call and has the mentality of you can't call them all. And he kind of gets pushed in the back. The ref doesn't call it. They call a turnover on Jaylen Brown. He goes back. He's yelling at the ref, yelling at the crew chief, and going off on him, spits coming out his mouth. Never seen Jaylen this mad, but this is built up. Like I said, this is built up. You know what I mean? He was mad from the last game. In this game, they were it was on both sides. It was a physical game, and it was kind of building up. Jaylen was going off on him. The crew chief gave him a tech, and then the other ref from the other side ejects him. And I think I saw he was the youngest ref in the league, or one of the youngest refs in the league. It showed. You don't eject Jaylen Brown right there, man. The game was getting ready to start going. He was about to stop. If he gets in your face, yeah, but he really wasn't doing that. And they ended up ejecting him at the end of the second quarter. And the Celtics still competed the rest of the game. Derek White went off in the third quarter. Tatum started looking good in the fourth quarter. I think we look good. I'm not a moral victory guy, but I think we look good. We was on the road. 2 nights later, uh, and I'm gonna start talking about the Celtics now. 2 days later, we play the Thunder, the defending champions in OKC. Again, I think we look really good. There was no D White or Tatum, so I was like, oh, I hope we don't get smoked. You know what I'm saying? But it looked like it at the beginning, but we competed, man. So for both of those games, as a Celtic fan, to play the Spurs and OKC in the same week on the road, I think we competed, and I think we was right there with them, and we weren't all the way there. Obviously, the Thunder are missing their second best player, J Dub, but I thought we looked good, man. And Jalen Brown's MVP case, man. The Celtics are second in the East right now. They're like 3.5 or 4 games back from the first seed. Detroit's not. The last 2-3 weeks are just real shaky. Their offense is starting to look like how it looked in the playoffs last year. Like if they don't make threes, you could kind of get them. Cade's been on and off. He's been having bad shooting nights the last couple weeks. If the Celtics get the number 1 seed in the East, I know that's a lot. A lot has to happen for that. But if the Celtics get the number 1 seed in the East, Jalen Brown has a real MVP conversation. He was carrying his team all year. People thought we were going to tank. They were calling us the gap year Celtics. I love that for this Nate. For this year, this Celtics, I love being called the gap year Celtics. We've had different titles. You know, we've had the Mbutu Celtics. I love the gap year Celtics. And for Jalen Brown to have this team to be a contender now, I mean, it's a lot. I mean, Joe Mazzulla is kind of would be shocked if he didn't win Coach of the Year. Just crazy that the Celtics are top 5 on both ends of the floor. It's just crazy. In the OKC game, Jalen Brown wasn't really shooting the ball good, but he was playing good. He was guarding SGA a lot. And there was a time where in the second half, I think, SGA drives to the basket. They call a foul on Jalen Brown. And Jalen Brown screams, and you could hear it on the mic on the basket. You could hear him go, "That's not basketball. That's not basketball." Then after the game, he complains again. He'll probably get fined for it. He complains again. That's not. He doesn't say the word ethical, but he pretty much says what everything that people say about ethical basketball. That's not basketball. I'm not a foul baiter. I go to the basket. I don't flail my arms. I kind of agree with him a little bit. You know what I mean? And I think that's more on the league. Again, SGA is taking advantage of how the league calls the games, and I think Jalen Brown's right. You know what I mean? He drives to the basket a lot. He's really physical. He puts his shoulder into people. Does he do the chicken wing push off? Yeah, sometimes. But I think Jalen Brown should definitely take like 4 to 6 more free throws a game. You know what I mean? Compared to some of these other dudes who don't drive to the basket as much as him. You know what I mean? But I think the Celtics look good, man. I'm a fan, so I'm not gonna talk conference finals. So I'm not gonna talk like that. I just think we look really good. And the Knicks, you never know what you're getting with the Knicks. You never know. They played Utah a couple nights ago, and Utah is definitely tanking. And the Knicks were down 16 in the first half to them. And I'm like, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? And in the second half, I didn't watch the second half of the game. I watched the first half. The second half, I know Utah wasn't trying to win the game. And I don't know what's going on with the Knicks. I said the Pistons are kind of shaky. Um, um, Miami's kind of scary. If Bam's gonna put up 83 points every night, they're scary. You know what I'm saying? And that's the one team that Celtics fans are always afraid of is the Heat. I'm not afraid of the Knicks. I'm not afraid of the Pistons. Definitely not afraid of the Cavs. The Celtics own the Cavs my whole life. Own the Cavs. The Heat scare me. They just do. Um, Last thing I'm gonna talk about the Magic City Hawks. The Magic City Hawks. Um, a few weeks ago, the Atlanta Hawks announced that on Monday, March 16th, Magic City Monday, the Hawks hosting the Orlando Magic were gonna have a Magic City night, and they were gonna have merch. Magic City Kitchen was gonna serve their wings, and I think that was just it, just their wings. And my gut reaction was, "Wow, this is dope." Kind of laughed a little bit, like this is crazy a little bit, but this is dope. I like this. I want to go. I would like to go. I went to the barbershop that Saturday. Me and my cousin are looking at the prices. The prices were ridiculous. The prices were ridiculous. I went to an OKC game, the second or third game of the season. This is the defending champions. Everybody's playing except J Dub. I got 2 tickets in the 100 section, really good seats for definitely under 400, probably under 300, I think. for the I know it's no stars, it's OKC, small market, not a big fan base, but the tickets for the Orlando Magic for the same seats were almost triple. Like Steph Curry, Warriors, Lakers, LeBron, Wemby numbers. Like, that's ridiculous. That's why it got canceled. What's the point of me paying $600, probably close to $800 for 2 tickets to go see the Orlando Magic and the Hawks for what? For what? What's the experience? And then my beef with all of this, and I'm gonna be done in a minute. My beef with all of this is the politicizing of everything. It's the same thing with the Bam game. Just because Bam has 83 points does not mean you have to diss Kobe's 81. Nobody's doing that. Nobody's arguing that. This Magic City thing gets canceled, and it turns into a fight to power for Magic City. It turns into, and then Luke Cornett and Al Horford came out and spoke out against it. Luke Cornett's a white basketball player. It turns into politics. It turns into pick a side. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, fam, it got canceled because the ticket prices were ridiculous. What's the experience? And then Mr. Magic is doing interviews saying it was just wings and merch. If it's just wings and merch, then why are the ticket prices so expensive? It's not worth it for me to go. It's not worth it to see T.I. perform for 10 minutes. It's not worth it. It's just ridiculous. And I don't think people understand what Magic City is. People all around the country, and I seen Ish on the Joe Budden podcast, like, and this is the politicizing of it. He said if Hugh Hefner tried to do a Playboy night where they had canceled it, fam, if the ticket prices were ridiculous, they probably would have. It's not worth it. The whole point of Magic City, and I hope I don't get in trouble on YouTube for this, is butt naked women. That is the point of Magic City, is butt naked women. If there were no butt naked women, there would be no Magic City. That's the experience. That's it. It's no politics in that. That's what it is. So if you're having a Magic City night and you just got wings and merch, why are the ticket prices more expensive? What experience am I getting? You know what I'm saying? And Magic City is not like a regular strip club. It's not a regular club. You're not just going there if you're a regular working man. And I don't think Mr. Magic knows this. I don't think the athletes and the rappers and the celebrities that go there realize this. You can't be a regular person and just go to Magic City for a night. It's an expensive spot. You got to pay however much they feel like charging you for parking. The food, you got to tip everybody in there. The food, drinks, it costs, you could argue that's $1,000 night if you're a regular everyday working man. That's a lot. If you ever hear anybody say, yo, I just go to strip clubs for the food, for the wings, that's somebody with money. That's somebody with a lot of money. That's somebody with a lot of money, man. And I don't think people realize that, like, it's not worth me to pay $600, $600 to $800 for 2 tickets to watch the Orlando Magic, a playoff team, but it's just not worth it. I just thought it was ridiculous, the conversation. I seen Killer Mike talking about telling him to be quiet. Like, did you try to buy a ticket to the game, Killer Mike? You probably wouldn't have had to because you Killer Mike. I don't think people realize, people never understand what it's like to be a regular working person. People always talk. I always hear people say, "Yo, I go to Magic City for the wings because you got money, bro. You rich." You know what I mean? The average working man, they go to Magic City, they're going to have a great experience, and they're going to see butt naked women. That's why they're going. So stop acting like it's anything but that. You know what I mean? And I kind of get the kid part of it too. Like when I'm explaining to my son, what is Magic City? Oh, it's a club. Oh, okay, it's a club. Oh, so here's what should happen, and then I'm about to leave. Magic City Kitchen should be the official kitchen of the Hawks and the Falcons. Then you don't have to explain anything. Make it a permanent thing. I don't know. I'm not trying to do a deal for them, but everything don't have to fully merge. Everything don't have to fully merge. Like, that's the problem with these streaming services, with everything. Everything is trying to collab and merge. Everything don't have to merge. Magic City is an iconic monument of Atlanta. You could argue it's the most iconic thing in Atlanta, more than the sports teams even. It's a real thing. People from all around the world want to go to Magic City. It's an iconic place. It should be. But stop acting like it's not one of the most expensive clubs in the world. Just stop it. All right? That's it. I'm done. I'm gonna do this again in a few days. I gotta talk more. I gotta talk more basketball. I gotta talk more sports. Um, yeah, that's it. I'm done. Go Celtics. Tatum's back. Welcome back, Tatum. I think Jaylen Brown should at least be like top 3 in the MVP. That's all I'm gonna say. I think it should at least be top 3. I think it should be SGA, Wemby, Jaylen Brown right now. That's it. Another episode of Broken Clock Podcast. I am Jabari. Peace.